So our elder daughter, at the time that I started on this course, she was really pushing things at home, and I have to say I was in despair. I was really in despair, and I was getting very fractious. I was flying off the handle tremendously, which I didn't like, and I knew it didn't help her, because actually as soon as you start to lose yourself like that and you're shouting to each other, that very negative energy between you just gets worse and worse and worse, and it becomes a vicious cycle. So again, even though I knew I shouldn't be doing that, this course really helped me deal with myself and the way I actually dealt with her. And I suppose there were a few key points. One was that I'd always tried to keep communication open between myself and the girls. But I think in doing that, I'd actually forgotten about the kind of clarity that all children, even teenagers, need from their parents. And I feel I was probably fudging issues quite a lot, trying to kind of keep her on side, when actually sometimes I just needed to be quite clear. Not categorical and say, you know, you can't do this, that and the other necessarily, but clear about what I believed was right and wrong. And that clarity, I think, actually helped her, because she was becoming a bit confused. But the other thing I really took from the course was actually throwing some of the responsibility for her behaviour back at her, because I was always taking it on board myself, as though I was the one responsible for what she did. And actually I just started to say to her, you know, you can choose to do that way if you really want to, and this is what could happen. But you're now at an age, at 17, where actually I can't stop you from doing anything, in a sense. So it was actually a nice feeling to actually think, yes, okay, you've got to understand, however much you don't want these unpleasant things to happen, actually she's got to take responsibility for it. Now, that's an ongoing work in progress, I have to say, and we're still, you know, still got many ups and downs, but there have been a number of cases since then, times when we've talked about things, when she's wanted me to tell her what to do, and I've actually said, now, what do you think you should do? And it's been very interesting, and I think it's been good for both of us. It's been empowering for her in one sense, and it's been quite a relief for me as well. So it was a very useful course from that perspective. And the other thing that was so lovely was the support that the parents gave each other on this course. I got tremendous support. I mean, I think it was either the first or second session. I was almost in breakdown mode, feeling that I just couldn't cope, and feeling that lovely support network around is an amazing comfort. And you know, I feel so many people's problems could be so much lessened if they had that kind of feeling around them. Well, one of the points about the listening is that you really sit and you listen with intent, and you really try to connect with the other person. And when I've done this with actually either of my two daughters, it's been quite almost an emotional experience, because you don't just hear what they're saying to you. I feel that you sense on a different level. You actually sense what they're saying and sense what they're feeling, and it's a different kind of understanding. And the interesting thing as well is that it kind of gets rid of all the clutter that goes around, you know. So we've all got busy minds thinking of lots and lots of different things. You actually listen to the real points and understand them, and by doing that and connecting with it, whether it's your daughter, your son, your husband, your friend, for both of you it's a very powerful experience, and it can be very helpful and very positive. And I think I've probably learnt more about their thoughts during these last few months through doing that. Another very important reminder was about the power of thought and the way in which we kind of live our daily life. And for me, something that's really powerful in my mind right now, and which I know goes back to the course, is this whole area of intention. Actually setting an intention for the day, and it can be, you know, an idea or a way in which I want to be for that particular day. It might be a little thought that goes through my mind, but something that sets me on that track. And I do find, I don't do it all the time, I wish I could, but I do find it makes a massive difference, and it has definitely contributed to me feeling more calm and more positive in the way I handle things. And I am still very consciously aware of actually setting that intention at the beginning of the day and remembering how powerful thought is, because if you're thinking a certain way, you will find that the energy that follows that will be a positive one if your thought is a positive one. And it has a tremendous power. I hardly ever fly off the handle now, which for me is fantastic. And also I've become a much more optimistic person, and more positive in my outlook. And it's not that I'm making myself be positive, it's I feel more optimistic and more positive. And that's very, very lovely, uplifting feeling, I have to say, it really is. One of the things that we found lots of parents, particularly the mums, because it was many mums that came in this course, felt almost guilty about was not taking time out for themselves, and we were really encouraged to not only take out time for ourselves, but to go out and really enjoy ourselves, and you know, whether it's go out for a ride, a good dog walk, a run, whatever, and actually enjoy that experience. And it wasn't just so that it would be a benefit to us, though it obviously would do, it was that the actual effect would ripple out to our children, because if we are happier and in a better place, so will our children be.